Okay, not to be shallow or anything, but if I'm being honest, sometimes I get really offended by the type of men that hit on me sometimes. Like, yeah, is it only me?
Here's the situation. Women often have a very narrow idea of what they want in a man, and it's mostly about appearance. If you don't meet their standards in terms of looks, you're out of the picture no matter how good of a person you are or how well you treat them. The truth is, many women will ignore a nice guy who's kind, respectful, and truly interested in them simply because he doesn't match their physical ideal. It's like they have a checklist of attractiveness that must be marked off before they even think about getting to know a guy. And if you don't meet their criteria, you're just out of luck. It's a harsh way to look at relationships. It doesn't matter if you're a good person or have great qualities. If you don't look the way she wants, you're automatically ruled out. This way of thinking makes a lot of men feel like they don't even get a fair shot. And this is where the frustration really kicks in. Women often say they want real connections and meaningful relationships, but their actions don't always match their words. They quickly reject men who don't fit their ideal physical type, even if those men could offer something genuine and lasting. So, let's be honest here. If women want to find a meaningful connection, maybe it's time they expand their criteria beyond just physical looks. When they limit their choices to men who only fit a certain look, they're missing out on potentially great guys and also reinforcing a shallow, unfulfilling approach to relationships. In the end, if women want to change the dating game, they need to start rethinking what really matters in a partner and stop focusing only on looks. It's time to move past the superficial and start appreciating the qualities that actually build strong relationships.
I personally want to thank the men that still do the cold approach. They still come up to you, introduce themselves, and in a kind, respectful way shoot their shot. Because I'm telling you, that is not easy. Some girls are just horrifying. And I'm a girl myself, so I can say this and not be attacked for it. But genuinely, some girls are terrifying. Because you could even throw a compliment at another girl, and they could give you the meanest, darkest look that you have ever experienced in your entire life. They look at you like scum, and they can't even take a compliment. There was one time that I went up to this girl because she was stunning. And I just was like, okay, she has to know. She goes, got it going on. She has a cute fit on. Of course, I want to go hype her up. So I walked up to her and I was like, hey girl, I just wanted to say I love your outfit. You look so beautiful. And the reaction I got, it was the slow head turn and the thanks. Yeah. So men, I get it. Okay? It made me feel horrible. And I was like, wait, why do I feel bad? I was just hyping my girl up. And I'm not saying that all girls are like this because yeah, there's going to be shitty people and then there's going to be amazing people that are going to be kind. And if they don't even want you, they'll let you down in a kind, respectful way. But it's scary because when you get looked at like you have done something that has assaulted them, even though you were being vulnerable, it's not a nice feeling. It genuinely is not a nice feeling. And I get it why y'all are hesitant. But I just want to say I appreciate the ones that still do it. I appreciate you.
It often feels like women don't want anything to do with us, right? A lot of men are starting to give up on dating because if you're not this perfectly attractive guy who looks like he belongs on a magazine cover, you're immediately seen as creepy or even worse, just for being around him. The standards have become so high that it's honestly tiring. Nowadays, it seems like women have this mental list of things they dislike, and it's so long it could have 600 items. You make one small mistake, maybe you send a text that's too long, wear the wrong shoes, or say something that's not perfect, and suddenly, you're on their list of turnoffs and completely ignored. It's like they're looking for reasons not to like you instead of finding things in common. For a lot of men, these never-ending, impossible standards have made them give up. Why put in effort just to be judged and rejected over small things? Men just want to be accepted for who they are, flaws included, just like everyone else. But nowadays, if you're not 6 feet tall, earning 6 figures, and have the personality of a movie star, you're immediately dismissed. As a result, men are walking away from dating because they're tired of trying to meet these unrealistic expectations and tired of always being close to being labeled creepy or annoying. Women don't seem to realize that their constant search for perfection is driving away the people who might actually care about them. In the end, men just want a little understanding and acceptance. We're not perfect, but no one is. The constant judgment and rejection have left many men feeling like there's no point in trying anymore. If you're not good looking enough to fit into some idealized fantasy, you're seen as a problem, and that's the sad reality of modern dating.
How much money does a man have to make to qualify for you? At least a 500,000.
Come again?
I mean, definitely 6 figures is the bare minimum.
But you said like,
'Cause-
isn't 500K like, that's 1%?
I would say
1%?
because I would say at least $1 million for retirement, so we can live in Europe.
Wait,
Doesn't that sound almost insane to say at your age that you expect a man with $1 million nest egg to take you to Europe to give you your happily ever after? That's not delusional to you?
Nope.
Most men, by the way, in your age bracket are on a Social Security fixed income retirement.
I've met them. They're out there. I don't think I'm delusional. I don't know. That guy said he was a multimillionaire and he'd rather be with a 52-year-old with a son than
But-
a young girl. So there are men out there.
I think you missed the part, that message said he was joking.
It was sarcastic.
It's crazy, right? She expects a high-value man, the type who's making $500,000 a year, to want someone who's like a well-used vehicle, so to speak. It's like they're completely out of touch with reality. It feels like most of these women are living in a totally different world from the rest of us. Think about it. A guy who has worked hard, built himself up to that level of success, and has so many options isn't likely going to be interested in someone who brings a lot of baggage or has been through a lot. It's not about being mean, it's about knowing the worth of what you bring to the relationship. But somehow, these women are out here with unrealistic expectations, demanding the world while offering very little in return. They've spent years living a certain way, making questionable choices, and now they expect a successful man to come and fix everything. Meanwhile, they're turning their noses up at good men who don't meet their impossible standards. It's like they think they deserve something just because they exist. There's a huge disconnect, and it's no surprise men are stepping back. We're over here living in reality, while they're in some fantasy world where they think they can have everything without putting in the effort or even thinking about what men actually want in a partner. The whole situation is out of balance, and honestly, men are just getting tired of it. I want to tell you something. I have written a book that will change your life if you are dealing with modern women or looking to improve yourself. This book will help you a lot. It has changed the lives of many people, so you should give it a try. Buying link in the description.